I thought this game was between baby Becca and Chelsea. However, after this episode, it seems like Krystal is here to stay and here to play. Let's discuss. Okay, so the theme of this episode is musty. We have had so many musty moments in this episode, I couldn't even keep count. So Michael came back. I wasn't happy about it because when she walked in, I was just like, sis, why is you here? You need to be home with your family mourning. A death is huge. It's not something that you can get over and then come back to this game show, to be quite honest with you, and be in the right headspace to compete. I'm on a dreamboat with a dreamboat. Go ahead, Chelsea, sis. Secure the bag. I'm not hating. Okay, so do not fight me, but I'm starting to like Chelsea for Arie, because in this one-on-one date that they have, we find out a lot more about her, and I had no idea that she was married to a much older guy who left her for probably somebody younger and penniless. To me, that changes her whole story, and I kind of understand her cold front. And also, Krystal has taken like the villain crown away from her. So I feel like because Krystal has become so crazy, we're able to focus more on the real Chelsea and who she is. And with Arie being older, also having been a play dad for his ex-girlfriend who had children, I feel like she's more his speed. But his penis, want baby Becca. Let's be clear about that. Chelsea does this thing with her tongue that reminds me of a phase I went through when I was like a preteen through like my mid-teenage years. I call it like the ghetto banji girl phase. And if you grew up in the hood, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It happens like right when we turn 13. We become super ghetto, like super hood, and you take on like the mannerisms of like where you live, you know what I mean? So like I'm from Philly, right? And so this ghetto banji girl, like she holds her hand a certain way and she's very hard on the slang. Like she wasn't talking like this at 12, but when she turned 13, everything that she said had slang in it. You had to like decipher it when you were an older person. And she does like this thing where her voice I can't even do it. This phase, mind you, ends at about 17, 16 for me, but 17 for most. But it's like this, wait, what you talking about, boy? You know what I mean? It's that, right? Chelsea does this thing with her tongue and with her voice, and I'm just like when I was watching her one-on-one date with Arie, I was just like, girl, are you from West Philadelphia? Because I just couldn't believe that she kept on like sliding back into that. Like she would talk to Arie and she would be talking about her son, and they would be having these moments, but then I felt like she was like trying to seduce him, so she would fall into like this ghetto banji girl, and it would be like, if he says her name, Chelsea, and she would be like, yes, Arie. Like it was something, this thing with her teeth and her tongue. If you watch it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's yes. If you didn't grow up in the hood and you grew up in the suburbs, your version of this girl was a volley girl. You know what I mean? It happens to all teenage girls. We either go like golf or volley or ghetto, you know what I mean? We pick something to identify with throughout our teenage years, and we like break out of it when we become a woman per se. But it's something that she like fell back into, and I kept on looking at her the whole time like, who are you hanging around to know how to do that? Yes, Arie. On this beautiful date, we have the obligatory country singer, or is it always country? I think it's probably country singer who like serenades Arie and Chelsea as they like dance or whatever, which thanks to you guys, I have come to find out is a Bachelor signature. I did not know that. That's why I love doing this, and I like engaging with you guys, whether it be in the comments section on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever. Thank you guys for seriously giving me the tea, because I'm fairly new to this show. Like I told you, I was watching it back in the day and then I stopped. So there's a lot of things that have changed that I just don't know. So thank you for letting me know, because I probably would have dragged this again thinking that ABC has a cheap budget, not knowing that this is something that they do all the time. So thanks for that, guys. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm hyped that it's a woman this time. I think that every time I've seen this, it's always been a dude. So I'm hyped that a woman is getting some shine on The Bachelor. Go ahead, girl. Oh, wait, did we talk about how Chelsea was straddling Arie on that wave runner? Watch out, Jenna, because you know Jenna is the hoe of this season. I love a hoe, so I'm not hating, but Jenna has been hoeing it up. So then we get to one of the first musty moments of the night for me, and it's this bowling scene. It was musty the entire time, but we open it with Arie licking a bowling ball. Not just a bowling ball, because honestly, I would have taken this little bit had it been a new bowling ball, but this bowling ball was used. It had been here before. That bowling ball looked as old as the ladies that Arie was flirting with at the end of this episode. I mean, it had dust on it. It had marks on it. It had been through the ringer. Why would the kissing bandit put his tongue on that bowling ball and then put his tongue down every broad that was at that bowling alley? I can't. Musty. Musty. I mean, this kissing bandit just kisses anything. Bowling balls, prepubescent contestants, Krystal, anything. You know, the Bachelor has like these really cheesy moments and it's really cute and adorable. However, you have one of the cheesiest bachelors in Bachelor history. You don't need to cheese him up. We are already there. So this slow motion bowling ball scene and him hitting his stance, it was, you know, trying to make him cute and cheesy and fun or whatever, but he's already there. So it just made Arie look even cornier than he already is. So let's talk about stank Jenna. I told you guys, I love a hoe. I'm not judging, girl, do what you want. Not really calling her a hoe, just joking, but like Jenna is stank, okay? Earlier in the season, she's straddling Arie in a ball gown, like sucking his face off. Now she's in a bowling alley, bending over, busting it open in this dusty bowling alley for Arie, tongue all out. I'm like, Jenna is that girl. And I'm here for it. I like her energy. I like her fun. I like how she's just unapologetic about being Jenna. Jenna is the girl that will bend it over in front of Arie and put her tongue out. I like her. She seems like a good time, like a good girl's night out, but she seems like she might be the one that might do a little bit too much and end up having y'all arrested. You know what I mean? Jenna seems like she's that good time friend, but after 2 or 3 shots, you gotta let her go. Did Krystal just pray to Jesus before she started bowling? Girl, he ain't hear your diabolical prayers. So let's talk about this for a minute because Arie has done this before. I do not like it when Arie splits up teams and then he joins a team. Let me know if this is something that The Bachelor does all of the time, but I think it's unfair to the girls who are not on the team with Arie because they don't get to spend time with him and learn him in a competitive space. You know what I mean? I think that's really great to see how your partner competes. And these women don't get to see that. And I just don't think it's fair. I don't like how he joins teams. Anyway, he splits up the girls into a pink team and a blue team, and the blue team with Krystal unfortunately wins. And can I just say that the blue team beating the pink team is pretty pathetic because the blue team was drunk out of their damn mind. So I don't know how the pink team lost to the blue team unless they are terrible bowlers because they had to be something to lose to them drunk broads. Then after Arie sees that the pink team is really distraught, like they were having a whole meltdown over Arie. Let me stop shading him. He's growing on me. Arie feels bad because the girls are in a room like just having a whole meltdown over Krystal because Krystal was like kissing them and hugging them and kind of being petty and rubbing it in their faces, but doing it in a slick way that it would look like affection when it was really her trying to, you know, just take another dig at the girls who lost. So they were just having, you know, a kind of discussive meltdown about that. So Arie comes in and he feels bad. So then he decides that he wants to take all of the girls, which I think is fair. Like take all of the girls on a date or whatever and not split it up because again, it is getting down to the wire. He needs to spend time with these women. So Krystal, crazy Krystal, is amped up this episode. So when she realizes that Arie is taking everybody, homegirl shuts down and has a fit. A fit to the point where I was just like, no shade, not joking here. She probably needs to go unless this is the producers doing this because she's starting to give me, I don't know what her name is, but she was like this girl. I've watched so many like Snapped and ID channel episodes of this girl, but she was this girl who was dating this guy who like had sex with him, then killed him in the shower and went on about her business. That's what Krystal is giving me. She is giving me the woman who just snaps out of nowhere when a dude is not doing what she wants them to do, and she goes above and beyond to make him pay. This seems like a very dangerous situation. Unless she's a producer pick and she's there to like put on a show, but now she's so good, she's convinced to be that she's nuts. So Krystal, if you're an actress, sis, bravo, because you got me convinced. However, I do agree with some of the things that she said during her meltdown. She expressed that she did not want to be in a relationship with someone who does not consult her when they make decisions for the both of them. She was not aware that the cameras were watching her. Like, they had the cameras set up from like really far away. So it seems like the producers were talking to her because she decided that she wasn't going on this date, right? So when the producers are talking to her, and first of all, Krystal does that voice, but when she gets upset, it gets a little deeper, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's the real Krystal. Anyway, she was talking to the producers. She was just like, I'm looking at this guy as my husband. I don't want him making decisions for me without consulting me. Like, I want to be in a partnership. This is not a partnership. I agreed with that, right? However, I heard a lot of red flags in there because I respect the women who come to, like, I don't hate on the girls who come on this show to make something out of themselves, right? I feel like it's really weird for the ones who are falling in love and, you know, wanting to get married right away, especially when it's Arie. No tea, no shade. He has not given enough to make him a freaking Prince Charming, in my opinion, right? So for Krystal to just be so invested in him, seriously, is alarming. And I blame Arie for this because he put so much attention into this girl right off the bat. So maybe Krystal is like one of those crazed fans of the show who has watched it from the beginning, dreamed about being the Bachelorette or the one who wins the Bachelor or whoever. Then she gets a chance to come on this show. She is doing her best to win because maybe this is a dream of hers. And again, this is Arie's fault. You invested so much time into this woman, then you take her home to meet your family, and I feel like at this point they probably hit. If you remember, she came back the next day. She did not come back right away. The trip from LA to Arizona is about an hour depending on where you're coming from. If they weren't coming from LAX and they were coming from somewhere in like mid-Cali, northern Cali, or like the southernmost part of Cali, it probably took them more than an hour to get there. So I'm believing that they probably stayed overnight or maybe a day or two. So when she comes back, she done met this man's family and probably slept with this man. She's thinking that, oh, I got this thing in the bag, and she's walking like that. So when Arie gives attention to other women, she snaps. This is good TV. It's also rather frightening. After Krystal has her temper tantrum and decides not to go, the girls get really upset by it because they feel like she's taking attention away from their time with Arie. But again, I feel like the girls just focus way too much on Krystal. I get that she's competition, but I feel like they're falling into the Bibiana effect, I guess. Getting so focused on the fact that they're not spending as much time with Arie as Krystal is, and not trying to make moves and plays like Krystal. If I was the ladies on the show, I wouldn't get mad at Krystal. I would copy her. Learn from the greats, okay? She knows how to play this game. Like I said before, I think she's a super fan. I think she's watched this show and she knows the formula. So I think she's playing the game because I thought that she was here as an actress, right? But now I'm thinking she's playing the game because this is something that she's always wanted. Like, guys, there are really people who are serious about being on The Bachelorette or on The Bachelor. Aside from like the normal people that hit me up with information, I get some people who are rather questionable, okay? Where it's just like, you spend way too much time on this show. Like, not just a fan, but like a super fan, like a stan. You know what I mean? And not like a Bayhive stan, because I am part of the Bayhive. You would not come from Beyonce, not in my presence. It's about stan, like the Eminem song where the word came from. That's what I'm feeling like Krystal is at this point. I think it could have been any Bachelor and she would have acted the same way because this show has been a dream of hers to be a part of. Arie, because he is still like invested in Krystal. I don't get it. He goes to see what's wrong with her, why she's staying back, why she's not coming. And I'm telling you, this is why I think that he slept with her. Because for her to just pull this stunt, like, how are you in this competition and then you're just like, oh, I'm not going with the rest of them hoes. I'm gonna sit back and wait. And knowing that he's going to come see her, there's something more to them than just them hanging out and making out. Something happened in Arizona. So he comes to check on her, and this whole time that they were talking was like really awkward because Arie whispers, then Krystal like baby whispers, and it's it was too much for me. I swear I had my volume like on 30 just trying to hear the both of them throughout this entire like argument. Like, did you guys realize that they were having like a whisper argument? You know what? Maybe they're just made for each other. Because Arie's just like, I don't like this. I'm hurt by this. Why are you questioning me? I showed you that I was into you. And Krystal's, oh, but I was feeling some sort of way. They're a weird couple. And I think, you know, she just might win this because I feel like they're good for each other. I feel like at this point they're a perfect fit because they're both weird and quirky and odd. And I don't know. Maybe this is the perfect match. Maybe they'll come back and just be like that crazy couple. I don't know, but this whole argument was weird. But then it got good because Arie like scolded her and walked away. He was just like, I just want you to know I'm not happy about this. Sitting there like, oh wait, did he just scold her? Like, I have never in my life been scolded by a dude that I'm like dating. Have you guys ever been like scolded like a child? Maybe baby Becca is good for him because maybe he's looking for somebody that he could mold into something and train and teach. Maybe that's what he's looking for because Arie this whole episode and the episodes prior was saying that he was looking for an independent woman. However, his actions throughout this entire episode for me made me see just the opposite. Because like I said, I agree with Krystal. You do not say something, then change it up, and then don't consult me when I am actually looking forward to spending time with you. Like, they're basically going on a date and he changed the date without consulting the person that he's taking on the date or the people that he's taking on the date. So I get Krystal. But then he like scolded her and walked away. No, you're not gonna scold me. I'm a grown adult. But crazy Krystal ain't seem to care. So, the hell with it. Kendall seems like, and I don't want to say dirty because she doesn't look dirty to me, right? But she's always, her and Jacqueline are like always disheveled in their scenes. Like every time I see a scene with Kendall, I just want to just take a little brush and just get the roots and, you know, it's always just like she just hopped out of bed, rolled into a ball gown, and then came down to meet up with Arie. She just never looks put together, and I don't know what it is, but I don't think that Arie is looking for that kind of girl because I don't even see, like, there's no chemistry, there's no spark. Even when she gets time to spend with Arie, she talks about eating a dead body. She's on the wrong network, the wrong show. She needs to be on like the sci-fi network or the horror network. This is not Kendall's, this is not her lane. ABC and The Bachelor is not her lane. Because who in their right mind would say to somebody that they want to be with, want to win their love, or in a competition competing for their affection and a rose, who would say to them, oh, I'm curious about eating a dead body. Would you eat one? Ma'am, what? Every woman on the show is nuts. Baby Becca is the only mature, insane one. How is she the youngest person here and she is the most put together? Oh, and Kendall's hair, second musty moment of the night. Just a little, brush it, girl. Just get in there. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the way Arie scolded Krystal, I felt like it kind of reminded me of Chelsea's ex-husband, right? Like the way he was scolding her reminded me of the description that Chelsea gave of her ex. And now I'm wondering, not joking, if Krystal really won this competition, because I think if that comes out in Arie more throughout the season, I don't think that Chelsea, even if she wants to take it to the end to make something of this show, I don't think she'll put her or her son in that situation ever again because it seems like that man really traumatized her. Third musty moment of the night, Becca K. She's like smelling her armpits while they're waiting for Arie to spend some one-on-one time with them. She's smelling her armpits, smelling her hair, and she's like, oh, I should have took a shower. I'm like, you haven't taken a shower since you bowled? She's like, I haven't had enough time. There was so much drama going on. I'm sorry, if you're a woman and you're stanking, drama should be the last thing on your mind, especially if you're going to put on makeup and a nice little dress and then go kiss on some dude and straddle him. Don't you think you want to wash your vagina? There's folds in the vagina. You gotta clean those folds. You gotta clean your musty thighs. She has been kicking her leg up, bowling and drinking. So now she got like bear armpits and she hasn't bathed. This whole episode was just musty. You know what? Krystal needs a brush just as much as Kendall needs a brush, but I don't think that Krystal can brush her hair. Her ends seem fried. So Lauren, who I believe is about 5 or 6 years older than baby Becca, finally gets some one-on-one time with Arie, and she plays 21 questions. Y'all hate on baby Becca, but she know how to play this game. She don't play no 21 questions with Arie. She kisses him and tells him that she could be the wife that he wants and needs and desires. That's grown woman stuff. You know, TT and Cian are my favorites, and I really, really like TT. Not with Arie though. I just like her in general. I like her on this show. I like her realness. You know what I mean? To me, I think she would make a good bachelorette. I'm still rooting for Cian because I just feel like that role needs to be more diverse. Rachel is not enough, okay? Y'all got like 21 bachelorettes. We can mix it up, okay? I still like her for the bachelorette role, so if it doesn't go to Cian and it goes to her, I'm good. And I enjoy watching her on TV. She's just a bright spot on this show, you know what I mean? However, I do not believe that she's falling in love with Arie. I think she's playing a game, and I get it. I'm rooting for her. Play the game, get to the end spot, and do what you need to do, but it's overkill for me at this point, honey. I think I'm falling for Arie. I think that he's the one. You are not falling for him. You are not falling in love with him. There is only one person who can justifiably say that she is falling in love with him in the parameters of this show, and that is Krystal. Honorable mention, baby Becca. But you, TT, you just started getting time with Arie and you're falling in love. Girl, make me believe it, because I'm rooting for you, but this, I'm not believing. I'm not from the South. But I'm offended for TT because this one-on-one date that she got with Arie, okay, I thought the dates couldn't get any worse, but it got worse for me. This one-on-one was a hot mess. First of all, he takes her gator watching. Like, what? Fort Lauderdale is beautiful. There are so many more things that she could have done with Arie, but to take her gator watching, then take her to some abandoned shack with this questionable host who seemed like he had been there since before the shack was built, feed her frog legs, and then have them like sit and chat it up in this swamp. Have you ever been to a swamp? There is bugs and all kinds of critters everywhere because that is their home. You know what I mean? They will freely walk on you because that is where they live. You are an intruder. So they don't care about your body, your big human body walking all around and stepping. They'll still walk on you. They'll still eat you. And I'm pissed for her because I feel like he picked this because she's Southern. And I'm just like, you don't really know anything about these girls and you're not really spending any time to get to know them. So I'm kind of questioning if he really is looking for a wife or if he's just, you know, having fun and taking this bachelor opportunity for what it is. A fun opportunity to get in the spotlight and get paid to kiss a bunch of girls. Go and take that woman into some swamp and then have some old, no shade, dirty man make her some frog legs. I hope she did not touch not one of them frog legs because that old man's fingernails was striped. That date was another musty moment on this episode. Dear ABC, if you continue to give us close-ups of Arie kissing, I will have to report you to the FCC. You've been warned. We're at the rose ceremony and we get back to Krystal. Crazy Krystal aside, this man made this situation. You made this woman believe that you were into her more than you were into the other woman. Now maybe he is, right? But you can't play with her head, then go ahead and do all of these things with these other women and then be physical with her. And I get that this is the formula of The Bachelor, but he started off, he zeroed in on her so early. She was riding high with all this confidence and he continues even on this episode to reassure her. So how is she not gonna walk around with her chest puffed up like she is the one and this competition needs to end today because he's already made up his mind about her? He's giving her these signals and literally telling her that he is sure about her. So I don't know. Yes, Krystal is nutty than a fruitcake, but Arie is very misleading. I think Arie is keeping Kendall in the competition because he's afraid of her. When she made that comment about eating dead bodies, I was just like, she's not going home because he don't want to die. This is the first time that I have ever seen Arie and Jacqueline have any kind of interaction. First of all, Jacqueline looked tipsy. Her and Jenna need a show. I would watch that drunken hoe show religiously, and I will review it. We would have a good time over here watching the Jenna and Jackie show. Anyway, in their sit down, he says that they have so much chemistry. And I'm like, how? We have not seen you guys interact at all. The only time I've seen Arie and Jacqueline interact is when Jacqueline was about to drink her piss and Arie stopped her and laughed. That's it. So how do they have chemistry? And they just started making out. That was glitter. I threw glitter. Oh, heifer, you will not ever put your diabolical hands on glitter. You cannot claim it. You cannot speak its name. You're good, Krystal. You're real good. I did not know how she was going to spin this whole bowling alley story to Arie and make him get her sympathy, because I knew she was going to come in with some kind of game, right? But she sits down with him and she was just saying that she was, she reminds me of Annalise in this episode, that she was just really being traumatized because she literally grew up in a bowling alley and her mother met men in a bowling alley who made promises to her that they didn't keep. So that's why she was upset that he changed the plans of the date in the bowling alley. I was sitting there like, this is ridiculous, but it's also good. And how diabolical do you have to be to just pull this out of your head? Stay woke, Arie, and get security. However, I don't think that Krystal's story worked because Arie didn't seem like he was here for the baby voice. At least not this time. So our girl Cien lives another day and somehow Jacqueline makes the cut. What are we missing here? It's either a producer pick or he is filling her. I don't know. I'm confused. It's all too real at this point. So bravo to ABC and everybody in this whole scheme of it, because I don't know. I am not sure if she's an actress, a producer pick, or if Arie is really filling her. Because for Arie to pick Krystal over Marek, I get that they have not had enough time, but Marek, whatever, is a vision, and she's a businesswoman. Okay, yes, she is a glam hoe. Who is it? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I just don't understand how Krystal survived over her unless she has a storyline that, you know, the producers want to keep, or unless Arie is really going to pick this girl. And if he does, it would be in tune with the Arie that we have met. He is, you can't call him. You really cannot. So maybe he may just pick her and it'll be another Bachelor scandal, and Krystal is full of drama. So I know she's going to be within Bachelor Nation for a long time. I don't know, guys. I do not know, which is why I like this Bachelor. I can't call him. So Michael gets cut and she's a bit pissed about it because she left home to come here only to be sent back home. But I think it was the right thing for Arie to do. One, they did not have time. Two, he's so far ahead with other women. It didn't make sense to try to create something with a woman who has just experienced a huge loss in her life. I don't care what anybody says. When you lose somebody, you need to take time to get yourself together, because you have not yet dealt with the fact that that person that you love, you will never see again. So I think that it was right for her to go back home and, you know, get herself together and come back on Bachelor in Paradise. Before we close out, I have a few final thoughts. Krystal, not quite sure if she's a producer plant or if Arie is really filling her. If Arie is filling her, then he is not only a boring bachelor, then he is very dense. I don't get their connection. I've never seen their chemistry. I don't understand what it is. I guess maybe Krystal reminds Arie of his mother, because if you go back, they look a lot alike. So I don't know if that's what it is, but I don't get it, guys. I don't get it, and I do not see it. Also, I think that Arie is not who he says he is. I feel like he is putting on a first impression Arie, a job interview Arie. I don't think that he is this kind guy who is looking for an independent woman, right? Not saying I think he's a mean dude, but I think that he is moody. I think that he is also the kind of guy that will scold you and put you in your and put you on ice until you've learned your lesson. That kind of boyfriend or partner. I also think that he is not looking for an independent woman. He's not. I think that's what he says because, like, it got me. I fell in, not, about to say fell in love, lying. I fell in like with this bachelor when he said those things because I'm just like, my mom's having a whole fit. I was just like, okay, you want an independent woman. I would have never thought that a bachelor would say something like that because the show seems very like old American, evangelical, traditional, you know what I mean? Like, not to that extent, but it just doesn't seem very new America, you know what I mean? But his actions are telling me something completely different. So I don't know. If you know anything more about the situation, because you guys always have the tea, please let me know in the comment section below because I'm not quite sure about Krystal and I'm not quite sure that we are seeing the real Arie. Anyway, next week is going to be even messier and I will be there. I hope that you will join me. I'm trying to get these reviews up faster, but my internet is crap, so it takes me about a day to load the videos, so you're going to have to get the videos the next day. I'm trying to get them up as fast as I can. Bear with me. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you for the following episode of The Bachelor. Bye guys, love ya.